With Scarlet eliminated here in WCS Montreal, that means our top 8 for BlizzCon in the WCS circuit is confirmed. That's right, as Neeb, Ilazer, Serral, Nerchio, Special, Kelliser, Stu, and True are your representatives that will be going to BlizzCon. Now it's just a case of how things shape up for the seedings, as well as, of course, here at Montreal for that WCS Championship prize. I am joined to my left-hand side here by Jeff, and we have Nathanius as well. All the hand movements, that's what I gotta do. It's like being a politician, talking with your hands.
Yep.
But overall, what a fantastic result for the top 8 of WCS to have this kind of dominance. 7 of the 8 still alive in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was cheering for some of these underdogs, some of these really cool stories. But they just didn't quite get there. I really pushing for Showtime. He was really heating up at the end of this WCS season, but this is a long grind season, and there's something to be said for that too. If you don't do well in the first half, maybe it's not gonna be enough, and the clock kind of runs out on you. So that unfortunately did happen. Scarlet, a lot of hype. I think the Montreal crowd was really behind her. That was really cool. Hopefully they will also get behind her overlord, Neeb, as he's a god of StarCraft 2 as we know it. And I believe after that match, he was taken away in his helicopter to his private cloud palace, where he will wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
We don't get to see him play till then.
Surprisingly good internet service when you're up in Kunlun somewhere. But
it's Swedish, I think. They use Swedish internet.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. But man, yeah, interesting results. I think though there's still something to be said for even though like the contenders that were trying to get in have been swatted away now. It says a lot that you have guys like Kelliser, who that's his story this year. It's like, oh yeah, well he was already going to be technically in there. It's like, yeah, but that's because he's actually shown up and beaten down all the guys that you wanted to be at this tournament in the first place.
Round of even better.
He's just, you know, I want to just give an extra special shout out to that guy because he's just not the player that comes up in all the discussions, but he is always there, and he's going to be there now at the end of the year. And I'm so excited to see what he brings to the table with a couple months preparation now.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the standings here for the WCS circuit, as the top 8 is there. And now it's just a case of, for a few of those down towards the bottom, jostling for kind of ranking points to find out which seed they're going to get. Because don't forget, the better seed you actually get, the lesser of a Korean that you get to play.
You would think that, but there's no, this is like a game where it's like, oh yeah, new game, and it's like, there's only like God tier difficulty. Well, there's no easy mode here. It doesn't really matter what your seed is. It's gonna be hard.
Who's #1 for Korea right now? I can't remember.
In my heart, it'd be...
Well, Innovation's the hottest player right now, but
I
can't remember if he's #1. He's gonna win this GSL against SOS. And then after that, is he #1?
Yeah, potentially.
I've been to the future.
Who goes on the internet without being up to date on everything? Come on.
Indeed. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I phrased that very carefully, or tried to, because all of the Koreans are very
That's
good.
why we're here. Exactly.
Anyway, time to head over to the stage as quickly as possible, as we do have Mal over there ready for our next round of 8. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, good. Thanks, James. James to another James. This lovely throw. Entire 2 days. I love it. I love it. All right, so next matchup, another Zerg versus Zerg. But this time, according to the man himself, True, he's been having a very underperforming season. He's not happy with it because, you know, there is a certain standard of expectation for flaring the Korean flag. But in this weekend of the last pennant of the 2017 WCS circuit, he has yet to drop a single map if I remember correctly. So maybe this Montreal, he may repeat what he did last year, and the True may truly be back. We'll see about that. Now, on the other side, we got the King, the God, and the Nerd. The Holy Trinity returns on stage for another spectacular Zerg versus Zerg. It's Korea versus Poland, Poland versus Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, True and Nerchio.
Well, James, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What do you call Mal after dinner?
I don't know.
Malnourished.
Depends on the dinner, but fantastic.
I guess. Is he eating the same meals that I'm eating? Just a slice of bread and that's it?
Yep. Listen, you two stinker boobs. All right. It's a got him joke. But here in the blue, we got True, who is another player, kind of like a Kelliser, where he's just constantly underrated, constantly kind of counted down. Won a big tournament last year. He's always known to be a little bit cheesy. I think we as a community kind of underrate cheesiness, but there's something to be said for consistent cheesiness.
Yep.
To be able to make the right choice, to be able to execute it very well, to actually make it work is something very different. Now in the ZvZ matchup, of course, cheesiness does come into play, and that's going to be something that Nerchio's going to have to deal with, but it's mostly early game shenanigans. After that, it's like mutas can show up at a weird time, but otherwise, you're kind of out of options. So if Nerchio can get out of the gates pretty good here, he's gonna go on to win this.
Yeah, we know Nerchio's a very strong player, but True has a reputation. I was enraged at Montreal last year because True showed up. He showed up and it was like the world's greatest heroes versus True, who has no WCS points, and then he actually just killed everybody with Mass Ling Bane. And it's like, this guy's gonna 2-1-1 the man who makes 40 links in the first 5 minutes. Like, dead. Hero Marine, like, built Hellions, wins a game. It's like, oh my god, he's figured it out. No, he's dead. He went Marines again next game. And
I'll tell you something. I was watching that from home, and I was having a whale of a time.
it was painful.
Because I love
he just
watching that kind of
his
thing.
Lings and Banelings, and it's like everybody's like, yes, okay, let's just feed him. And now he's back again.
Ling Baneling, pretty good in ZvZ. He is also a strong ZvZ player. But Nerchio is the one with that pedigree. It's the one that we know is also very strong in this matchup. And not having the numbers in front of me, probably more storied there, I would say. Won a lot of big matchups off the back of ZvZ.
They got the hype. They got the hype. The Polish crowd, we were talking about it. All the Polish players doing very well this year, well last year, and Nerchio basically having like this fist fight with the laser for like, who's the better player in Europe? Come on, because I mean, being the best player overall is pretty tough with Neeb on the other side of the pond, but it's them European Zergs.
Well, I enjoyed the section, especially since I didn't have to ask you any questions. You guys kept going, because now we're ready for the game. You guys carried it alone. That was fantastic. Let's head over now to our commentary team for our next round of 8 series here for WCS Montreal.
Hello everyone, excited to be bringing you this ZvZ Nerchio versus True, starting off on Odyssey. I'm Zombie Grub once again, joined by Maynard.
They can't separate us.
No.
And I don't want them to.
They tried, and they failed.
They tried and they failed. And we are here, ZvZ Hype True, the winner of last year's Montreal WCS against Nerchio, a several-time finalist in WCS in 2017. Let's get amongst it. In the top left here, from Storm Gaming, this is True. And in the bottom right, it's King Arthur. This is Nerchio. Now, Zombie Grub, Twitch chat, Montreal, I gotta tell you something. These guys have fought each other in best of 3s or more 9 times this year.
Wow.
9 times. So they played each other a lot. True has only won 2 of those series.
Yes.
And that, I'm talking like since February this year. So to say that Nerchio has a dominant record against this kid is putting it lightly.
Yeah, one of those is a 3-2 as well.
Yes, so it was a close series as well.
It was really close. So, I mean, Nerchio, I definitely think has the upper hand here. Certainly some of the games they've played have been offline, or online rather. And it does complicate things a little bit. True being in America, in Virginia, where I'm from.
Yep.
Nerchio being from Europe, that does mess up ZvZ a little bit offline. Well, of course, this is where it counts. Who can actually bring it out of the round of 8 in the ZvZ? I think True has a lot of power in Montreal. I think he has that just special ability to be like, I'm gonna win this one. But Nerchio also has some cool-headedness, and he has just the power behind him, man. Like, it's Nerchio.
Yeah, last time he hit this continent, he made it into the grand final against Neeb. It's a pretty good effort from Nerchio. And of course, at that same tournament, he actually beat True. 3-0, I believe, or maybe 3-1. It was a pretty good showing, by the way, but that was a long time ago. And of course, Montreal last year, True was a recent addition to the North American scene, having, he was still flexing those very well-cut Code-S muscles, which I'm sure that he's been keeping very shapely here in North America while fighting these foreigners.
I don't know. We got some, like, pretty fatty foods, man.
Yeah, it's, you know, some good junk food here. It's hard to stay away, but you see True staying true to his own style, getting that Baneling nest nice and quickly and sending those lings across the map.
Yes, I do expect a lot of early game aggression from both of these players. They both have some pretty good ZvZ. True, his best matchup is ZvZ, and he is known for his ling usage, well, actually in every matchup, but especially ZvZ. He's even hiding the lings here, sending them to the north. North was in a Banelings, and they got on over there, and this might just surprise Nerchio.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to circumnavigate the Overlord, and he's successfully done that. But Nerchio's already getting a blind spine crawler and just pulling Zerglings at home. Like, he's blindly waiting for this, and he's reading True very well here. That said, though, True was committing extremely hard from probably more hatcheries than Nerchio expected. Oh my, he canceled it thinking the timing was done, but True's hitting a wonky one on 2 bases.
That cancel is kind of surprising. He saw the hatchery and that little creeper that spread. He's going to see a lot of lings down. Of course, there's the speed kicking in. Nerchio not going to be having speed anytime soon. His Baneling is a long ways away, and those Banelings from True are already on the other side of the map. They were moved a little far away, but they're pairing up with the lings quite nicely.
Nerchio is actually evacuating the natural. Red alert, get out of here. There is Banelings and lings are coming, and he doesn't have speed yet, as you mentioned. Trying to find a little bit of surface area to avoid getting wrapped around. The Banelings are joining in the fight. The Queens are batting them back, and they're doing all right so far. Banelings still, 2 of them alive, half of them are dead. And they're getting quite low, these Queens. Spinecrawler getting taken out, no cancel there from Nerchio. 1 Queen about to fall, not enough for a trash use. 2nd Queen falls here, and True already in a massively great spot here as no Banelings are ready for Nerchio. Bam! 7 drones, 8, 9 more drones dying here. Is this it for Nerchio? It certainly looks like it.
I think that it is, especially with that
GG! Oh, baby. True, is very happy with that one.
I have basically the same reaction here. It's like, yeah, all right then.
Take that, Nerchio.
Yeah, I'm just pretty happy with that. You get those victories that really do just, I mean, yeah, it's kind of tricky with the whole hide and the Banelings thing, but really is a straightforward kind of early ling all in that can happen, and especially from True and Nerchio. As you said, he was kind of blindly guessing it could happen, and then said, oh, I guess it's not.
I think even if the Spinecrawler wasn't cancelled, like it still felt like True may have been able to break him there. It was a huge amount of speedlings. You know, sure, the Banelings, if he targeted fired them, may have taken them out, but even just the speedlings felt like they could have won the game there. They took out the Queens, they shredded everything that came out of the natural, the drones all left, but yeah. It's a very strong opening in for True. Caught Nerchio and gets himself a map as a result. So Nerchio's gonna have to tighten things up a little bit here on Mech Depot for game number 2.
Yeah, of course. It's just like it was over so fast. It's like, what can we really read into that? Nerchio
my head's still spinning,
Yeah, exactly. I think Nerchio hopefully is gonna be able to just like, you know, shake that one off, basically, brush it off shoulder. Because it was fast, it was something that you're just like, it's you know, pretty cheesy thing to do, and you're like, all right, you got me there. So it's too bad. Yeah, he was going for Queens instead of more lings. He didn't have a lot of money to work because he overdroned so much. It absolutely happens. And he's going to be expecting some more aggression in the next game, I'm sure, but the difference, you know, the problem is so many aggressive maneuvers, different type of early pools, or early ling aggression, even roach all-ins later on.
I think it's very, very likely we're going to see Nerchio adjust here and just make a few small minor adjustments. What's up, you handsome fellas at the front there? And lady, what's up, Tracy? And
hey.
hello, yeah. We're speaking to each other through casting and camera right now. But we have ourselves game number 2 coming up soon on what was it, Ascension? Yes, no, Mech Depot. And I think that, you know, Nerchio, he's done this dance before. He's played Knife Speed before. He's going to adjust here. He's going to tighten a few things. And I'm telling you right now, for free, this is not going to be a 3-0. I know I've casted a lot of 3-0s today. I have that curse.
Yeah.
But this one won't be.
I guess we have that curse.
I guess.
Time I've been with you.
Yeah.
No, I really hope it's not. I think that there's such an action-packed ZvZ together. Like, there should be like, you know, bam, one person, wham, bam, the other one.
Yep.
But I guess it's also possible that True just, you know, gains, like, has this momentum and then continues forward because Nerchio continues to underestimate the early aggression.
I feel like Nerchio is going to try and force that comfortable mid game that he likes to be in. But then again, you know, we have seen him 13-12 before, like I saw his last WC series against the Laser. So
I would actually wonder if he would just be like, okay, you did that, now I do this. Like, I made this. He's that type of guy.
I've seen that happen a lot. We are in game number 2, guys, and let's get into it. Oh, baby. Mech Depot is our next battlefield between these two Zerg Titans. And the top right from SkyScore Gaming, currently up 1 in the series. This is True. Seems confused. Where am I? What tournament is this? And in the bottom left, hailing from Poland, this is Nerchio.
Seems confused, huh? It's like, I don't know why I'm already up 1. This is way too fast.
That's right. I imagine that a lot of True ZvZs on ladder look like this.
Like most of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, we saw the Storm crowd cheering him on.
Yeah, front crowd. KJ Freedom, Tempo.
Not
my favorite people in the whole world.
Yeah, not quite the crowd that, of course, Scarlett has. She had all of Canada behind her. But True, now an adopted American.
That's right.
USA.
USA. So we have small differences here. Cutting a drone is True at the moment. So Nerchio's getting a couple more and a little bit of an earlier pull for True.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just small differences. Very, 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 very similar, though. Not a huge deal.
No, just earlier gas, earlier pool. I mean, certainly we see like earlier hatch, later hatch, very basic ZvZ openers in Mech Depot. Let's talk about the map a little. Of course, it's a mirror matchup, so the weaknesses that can appear on Mech Depot when you try and take the third and fourth bases like aren't as, I guess, staple, I suppose. Like you're going to, in almost every single map in ZvZ, have an attack of Lings and Banelings around the third base, no matter how easily it's taken. I guess like Acolyte, I suppose, a bit different, but that's the general idea. And if they're both deciding, okay, gentlemen's agreement, we'll play to 5 minutes, guys, 5 minutes.
No
That's
rush
probably what
five.
we're gonna see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be a gentleman's agreement, but both these players are out for blood and money and WCS points. True, by the way, of course, has been locked for BlizzCon now, so that's fantastic news for True and Psystorm.
Yeah.
Very, very good to see him. And both these players, in fact, have got their seats at that global finals table. So that's one stress off them, but they are now, of course, playing for money and glory. To be a WCS champion has been Nerchio's goal all year long. True's already got one of those titles. Nerchio, it's been a while.
Yeah. And as you said, True might just have the magic touch in Montreal for some X or Y reason. You know, I guess he's been drinking his ice caps or something, but...
Yeah, we can't apply science to Magic, unfortunately, so we just have to say that's the way it is. Bailey Nest on the way here for Nerchio. This time looks like he might want to put the aggressive pants on here. Of course, can be used defensively as well.
Yeah, of course. Looking for third base, there's True's drone going out there. They both have speed at really similar times, and there is Nerchio's third base as well. You can technically defend that third base without a Bailey Nest, but it's such a risky thing to do. And I think these guys are going to be a little more, put a little more emphasis on Ling-Baneling trades, who actually has the better micro. We didn't get to see that last game. It was just True sending in Lings, and Nerchio not really having a lot of Lings. So this time, we're going to see who does the better dance.
It does look pretty crazy in Snowball sometimes in ZvZ when a bunch of Lings just flood on in and you don't have the numbers. But Banelings can make all the difference. Speaking of, we've got 2 on the way here for Nerchio being morphed defensively on that creep. And he'll be having 1 here in the back of the third base, rather. 1 in the natural, 1 at third base. So if there is a Ling flood, he is semi-defended.
Yeah. It's always that awkward time where like 8 out of 10 games, something, you know, pretty high chance they're gonna have at least a little bit of a Ling war around those thirds, and then they just don't. Like really gentleman's agreement here. So a layer comes down for True. Nerchio holding off on that, but also not making Lings to try and tear down True's third. Just continuing to macro up here. True is going to be scouted. No, he's got a queen and a Ling up there, and I was wondering like what exactly he was going to be doing with that layer with the extra emphasis on hiding it. And it's still faster than Nerchio's. True has been a Spire player.
Yeah, I was going to say, considering we don't see a Roach Warren or an Evolution Chamber at the moment, I'm feeling like it's probably going to be Spire.
Yeah. Still dumped down. I mean, Nerchio getting an Evolution Chamber right now, got a Roach Warren much later, but True, still, as you said, like nothing yet building-wise. Layer's about to finish. A couple of Lings are on the way, and they will try possibly to go around that third base. We're still waiting on that layer.
Yeah, feeling Spire, considering all of the gas has been put into Lings and Banes at the moment, or just primarily Lings for True. There's that Spire, of course. Nerchio going for the Roach Warren here. Now, the Roach player can hit a timing to crush someone that's powering to Spire, but it's up to Nerchio to identify what he's up against here, and also the window is kind of closing. You know, it kind of closes quicker than you think here. A bunch of Lings heading towards the third base. 2 Banelings defensively here for Nerchio. Looking for that Ling cluster. True, very good with his control, though. Pulls back.
The tiniest of dances. Really, this isn't going to amount to much more, even if he did get really good hits. But, oh, wow. How did these 2 Lings get in here?
Hopefully Nerchio's not wondering that as he loses 7 to 8 drones, because that could happen. It's a very big main here in Mech Depot. I'm not sure how they slipped on in, but it's something you don't always think about.
They're headed towards the mineral. Oh, okay, well, that's so much for the third base, but the main base is gonna...
Oh, 8 drones. There you go. Down it goes, and so damage done to both players. A lot of army supply going down for True, a lot of drone supply going down for Nerchio, but neither player really too far down in either respect. Very even still.
Well, Nerchio is going to try and return some of that damage by attacking on the True's third base, but True almost has that Spire done. He still has a decent amount of minerals of gas, too, to make about 5. Needs like a second or 2 here. And he is a little bit worried about Nerchio's attack.
Yeah, the Banelings are here at the third. Oh, that's a lovely Baneling connection. Tons of Lings going down there for Nerchio, and all the wind's been blown out of this sail.
A couple of Banelings getting nice connections,
lovely.
but True still with enough to handle this. He sees the Roaches pop out with a couple of Lings that once again try to sneak past, I suppose. not going to get the same hits as their Baneling brothers, but 6 Mutas now in the way, as well as +1. I don't believe Nerchio has actually gotten like sight on the literal Spire, but I think by now he's realized like I haven't seen a Roach or an Illusion Chamber. Nothing but Lings here. I'm going to try and attack you before your Mutas are ready.
He hasn't seen spine crawlers either, which is normally a huge tell that someone's trying to push to Mutalisks. True's done such a good job locking things down with these Lings. In fact, picking off a Queen at the edge of the creep here, looking for a second Queen peek off. They might get her as well if they just dive on it. And there's the Mutas from True. Nerchio does see them and just GG's out. He's got no Spore Crawlers, doesn't have enough Queen coverage, and that is just a tricky little build order win for True. And we're in this weird point where I look like a fool because I said this wasn't going to be a 3-0. But True's been winning these games very quickly.
Yeah, well, the first one made a lot of sense, right? Like, very quick, early, no drones in the natural, just, am I going to win with this? I did. Great. Second game, yeah, the Mutas are going to take care of the Roaches. There's no doubt about that, but that was still pretty abrupt. For a while there, they were playing a legitimate macro game where you think Nerchio was going to be able to get ahead, and then he decided to go Roaches, and then said, oh, I guess I have Roaches, I got to attack, and yeah, that wasn't going to work. The Spire's already done. 10 Mutas are actually going to be out with 5 more on the way. That's way too many.
Yeah, and Nerchio is basically playing the next 30 seconds to a minute in his brain, saying, look, I don't have enough. Like, I'm going to lose my whole army. I don't actually have a reaction to the Mulus, so I won't be able to get the Panic Spores down in time. They could probably dive on a Spore while it's building anyway, take out a drone line, take out a hatchery, and that will be that.
Next map's going to be on Interloper. I'm even more in shock, even more so after that first game, as we see a 2-0 so quickly for True when Nerchio, I mean, sure, some people have said his ZvZ has been weak in the past. He seems to have really fixed that. He also just is such a good player overall that you wouldn't expect True 3-0 him.
You say that True's best matchup is ZvZ, but I feel like that's the same for Nerchio as well. It's been such a strong highlight in his career, like this year as well. He's had so many incredible series.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to go down 3-0 against True would certainly be a shock to me.
I mean, this guy...
Nerchio's consistency can't be argued with. It's been very, very good all year long.
Yeah, and he also has so much, Zerg versus Zerg to practice amongst the best ZvZs in the world on that European server. There's so many things working against a 3-0 here, but it's lining up.
That's right. And we are in game number 3. Will it be the last game, though? We will find out very, very shortly, as True seems to make sure that these games don't go for very long, one way or another. In the top left here, this is True! And in the bottom right, currently being rushed, this is Nerchio! So a cheeky little 13-12 coming down from True here. Why not?
Yeah, I really like it. That's exactly what my thoughts are. Like, why not? Like, it's been so good with both types of games here, really early and then a bit of more of a mid game in the last one. So just carry that momentum.
Good boy, Nerchio.
Yeah.
He's being a safe man.
He is, but it's still a tricky hold. If he really is going to continue keeping guys in gas and go for the Baneling nest after that speed, then it's still like, yeah, it should give you a bit of an edge. You have your Lings, you have your Queens, but I mean, it's micro. It happens.
That's right. They get through the ramp, the Queen block's not good enough, etc., etc. Even if there might not even be a Queen block, this is a very, very early rush.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a natural being dropped down here for Nerchio. He had the pull first, so he will have defenses. But what Zombie Grubb's saying is, will there be enough?
Yeah, I mean, you don't get the 2 Queens swapping at the same time. They're a little bit, misaligned here, and the Lings could just rush up forward. Plus, there's always that chance that Nerchio holds, but only the main base, so it's like a little bit of a wonky macro game, and you're like, okay. True has kept guys in gas, it looks like. Yes, he has, so...
Yeah, all 3 of them, in fact, so straight away into that Baneling nest. Taking 1 out now, just to make sure that he can afford a handful of Banelings, and Nerchio's Overlord is going to scout it. True not even trying to hide this. He's not even going around the outside. He's just like, attacking as early as you possibly can with this attack.
Yeah, that is true. There certainly are ways around it on Interloper, but he doesn't care. He knows Overlord's going to be through there. He wants to show it. Now, Nerchio still doesn't quite know, I believe, that it, is it going to be followed up with Banelings or not, but he'll find out soon enough. Lings it right on top of that hatchery. Some people can hide them, wait for the Banelings as well. 2 Lings are from the other side, but he just went, I'm going to get that hatchery. It's mine.
Yeah, now, I mean, does Nerchio want to pull drones here? Does he want to just wait for his Lings? This is very, very dicey. That's a lot of Lings down here. First Queen is out. Of course, speed about to finish with True as well. It's not too far away. Things getting pretty hairy here for Nerchio. Hatchery does finish, though.
I like his response about getting the Baneling nest. I mean, if you already have speed on the way, then what are you going to do? But if you only have a limited amount of gas, the Baneling's going to make your life a lot easier. Spinecrawler also on the way. I also lagged. Oh my God. Bring back the memes.
That's right.
Meal.
A meal. Polish commentator.
Supposed to have his...
Blocking us a little bit. All good.
That's okay. Well, I guess there are worse times, actually. The banelings had not been formed yet.
Yeah, it's not like it's in the middle of a micro war or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, we are going to see one within 10 seconds, but
yeah.
It's...
That's when it feels the worst as a...
I really like, we're as annoying as it is for, guys out in the crowd, people watching from home, or even us as commentators, it's really all about the players, making sure the players are okay with it. And I can't imagine they wouldn't be.
Yeah. Well, he'll soon be dropped, and I imagine we're going to wait for the referee to unpause.
Yeah, Emil's got about 12 seconds left here before we give him the big drop.
So you're never allowed back?
Nah.
Ever?
Done.
No. But this is a very awkward situation where, the plan has been described. We know what is about to happen, but it was literally just before it was. I have some power.
Oh, get him out of here, Zombie Grub. Zombie Grub's the host. There he goes.
Okay.
All right. So everyone's ready. We're going to get back in the game in a second, guys. Sorry about that hiccup there, and let's go. Back into it.
Yes, back into what is soon to be very action-packed. Nerchio has to desperately hold against this early Ling Baneling attack. Banelings are ready to go.
Oh, man, that's a lovely connection already forward. Zergling's going down. This lovely little SimCity for the Queen, though, is going to be tough for True to crack, but this natural is almost certainly going to go down.
Now, Nerchio's Baneling is not done yet, but he might just be able to hold the main, and that's that awkward situation I was talking about, where True does expand. He is going to have his own macro game. He's only behind 3 workers, and he'll have control of the Speedlings.
Getting rid of one of those Banelings with the Broodlings there. And Nerchio has locked things down very tightly here in the main. Of course, that gives True the space to take his natural base. There's not going to be any counterattack from Nerchio for a little while here.
Yeah.
One Baneling picked up for Nerchio. He's looking for that Ling cluster. Doesn't quite get it. True pulls back.
And that certainly seems to be the weakness of going for the Banelings. Yes, it gives you pretty much the best defense for the early game. It does mean that you don't get speed at all. So if it does go into this macro game, you're behind on a hatchery now, and you have no way to threaten a counterattack, so True just drones.
That's right. Slow Lings counterattack. Don't make me laugh.
Yeah. Against Banelings, got to be some good micro.
Yeah, good luck with that. One of these Banelings looking for the Ling cluster again, but Nerchio's just going to hold things and be patient, try and take that bottom hatchery, and True starts droning.
Yeah, he is behind 5 workers as Nerchio realized, like, okay, I've dealt with this. This is no longer an emergency. I have to play the smart ZvZ game, which is not over-defending or over-droning.
Queen getting a full surround here. Oh, transfuse there from her sister to keep her alive. This Baneling still lurking, being very strong. A pick off there, but he does lose 4 Lings for it.
Yeah, not too bad, but 3 Banelings for Nerchio. I mean, he's going to be fine here on the defense. He finally does start speed. Sometimes you see him skip speed just like, oh, it's not going to be useful anyways, going to roaches later on, but he really just won't have any way to counter pressure. I mean, the days of bringing Queens and Spine Crawlers across Polar Night, or not Polar Night, the other one, Neo Planet S, there we go. That's in the past. And True is going to probably skyrocket ahead here. Not only does he have just the control of the map, the safety, he also did have a few more larvae popping out with the natural hatchery. Now a 3rd hatchery.
Yeah, so it's making sure that he's very, very safe and expanding as a result here. Getting that drone count up a little bit as well. You can see that the worker count is actually still in Nerchio's favor, because he did have those extra drones produced before the Ling Flood came in. Creature moving picked off there. Nerchio spreading creep kind of leads me to believe that he may want to go roaches or something like that. So it's a little bit handier for defending and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so creep spread in ZvZ is such a weird thing, because you don't want to help your opponent, but then also vision's really good.
Yeah, it's almost stylistic. Like, there are drawbacks and benefits to it. Lings here from True trying to pick up these Banelings. Nerchio probably a little bit too good for that. Queen coming down to help out this 3rd hatchery to get down as well. It just seems like True is a step or 2 ahead of Nerchio right now. But certainly, this could turn on its head. It's ZvZ after all.
Yeah.
Nice scout for True, by the way, getting in the main, seeing no fast lair or extra gases or whatever like that.
Nerchio finally has his own speed, so besides maybe countering, taking out the Lings right there, he can also get a Scouts, which he has been lacking for some time. They both are going into roaches, but True not happy about losing those Lings like that. Needs to get some ASAP. He's got 2 Banelings, so this could be microed against.
Ooh. Yeah, just gets out of there in time. The 3rd hatchery is relatively undefended. No creep spread, of course, so it's going to take a while for anything to get down here except for Lings.
Yeah, he's got 10 more Lings on the way, but that's going to be a lot of damage on the hatchery. The creep spread isn't there, so the Queens are taking their sweet time. The Banelings look like they're going to be enough, even if they get, it's so few Lings, right? Like, even if they get 1 or 2 apiece, it'll be worth it.
Very cool from Nerchio, splitting his Lings up into pairs of 2 there to make sure that it was minimal Baneling damage. finishing off that Baneling. And Nerchio basically gets the hatchery down to about 130 hit points and continues pressuring with his Lings here. Very dangerous though, has to be very careful about these Banelings, and also there's Roaches now for True.
Yeah, he had backup Banelings, he's making even more, and the Roaches were perfectly timed. If Nerchio had that Ling Squell 10 seconds earlier, then third base might be dead. But now, not too useful. He's going for +1 Carapace, so he will have an upgrade lead. And also going to his own Roaches. Faster tech here with Lair.
Yeah, he also supply blocks True. True had to make 4 Overlords here to deal with it. I think he must have picked off an Overlord on the other side of the map with his Queen, but yeah, it's one of those Overlords going down. So that kind of slows down True a little bit, who has just been a beat or 2 above Nerchio, but he's going for a big attack here.
Yeah.
And leaving the door open for Nerchio, but there are a couple Banelings lurking, looking for those Lings.
4 Banelings would be enough as long as True is paying attention.
What?
No Lings to
Nothing
cover
here.
them. That third base is going to go down, but can Nerchio hold his third base? I think that he can. That's quite a few Roaches and Spine Crawler.
And they have Carapace as well. The third hatchery picked off there for Nerchio. Brilliant move for the Polish Zerg. And he's pressuring True back here as well. True getting almost nothing done on the other side of the map.
No, True trying to go through the throat, ends up losing him his own third base. The Ling Flood that could have helped, it comes a little too late, and Nerchio has his own Lings.
Yeah, no Banelings, but with his own Lings, he can buffer for the superior Roach count, and superior Roaches in general. They're stronger, they're meatier. One Baneling coming in and connecting. The Roaches laugh in the face of that dead Baneling, and the Lings just chew one of those slow Roaches back home. And True's lost that lead, I think.
Oh, for certain. Yeah. Definitely lost third base. He is ahead in drones, I suppose, but he's also falling behind in upgrades and that Lair. His army supply does not look good enough to hold against Nerchio. Nerchio doesn't have speed, but that's not stopping him.
And Nerchio is actually pressing the issue here. A lot of Roaches. True does have defender's advantage, but will it come into play? This is a lot here for Nerchio. 16 Roaches versus 3. Are you kidding me? Drones off the line, and the Lings are actually shredding through the Roaches fast as he can count. Nerchio gets a map on the board, and it is not a 3-0. The Maynard curse has been averted.
It was awfully close, though.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, True got that nice hatchery kill, and it was going to go in a macro game. You know, Nerchio did have the earlier drone lead and was able to play a calm level game after that. But True, maybe just making a mistake, thinking that he could go for the power attack, the actual kill move, was just in the wrong.
Yeah, a little bit of a misread there, and just a solid defense from Nerchio. It really is so hard to stop at 13-12 with slow Lings and while you're getting Baneling tech. I think he had a Baneling nest like only halfway done while the Lings were attacking him. And he lost his natural, in fact, so that was a really sick comeback there from Nerchio. One thing I've always noticed for Nerchio in ZvZs is that his engagements are normally really fantastic. Like, I remember them in his last series against Laser, even all the way back to Katowice earlier in the year. Anytime Nerchio seems like he's down in a ZvZ, it's almost like PvP with Disruptors. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah,
like
he does.
It somehow he just manages to pull engagements out of his Red Bull hat there.
Out of his Red Bull hat specifically.
Yep.
The next map's going to be Ascension to Aiur, and a bit of larger map. I don't know if True is going to try and continue going for the early pressure. I love that idea because the momentum was absolutely on his side, and early aggression did work out for him in the past. But will he continue that? Now things have actually settled again, and it's like, okay, Nerchio is in fact here and ready to play.
Indeed. Looking to even it up and get 2 maps apiece would be fantastic. Some people are too good looking that it's offensive, and that's happening again here in Montreal. But fortunately, we do have StarCraft to come out soon, which is going to be good to see. Hydra fighting. I got bad news for you. It's been a while since he's played.
He's fighting. Apparently, it's only going to be as a caster.
Yeah, fighting to be a StarCraft remastered caster, I think, is what he's fighting for.
Yeah.
All right, we are in the game, guys. We've made it all the way to game 4. It is going to be on Ascension to Aiur between Nerchio and True. Let's get into it. All right, Montreal, let's make some noise. The top left here, still on match point. This is Psystorm Gaming's True. And still repping Euronics in the bottom right here. This is Nerchio. Both players with a ton of fans. Lots of people here in Montreal, of course. Probably for True because of the Psystorm factor. But lots of love for Nerchio as well. I love it when the crowd split right down the middle. Like obviously Scarlet and Neeb, there's a little bit of imbalance there in the crowd.
Yeah, a little bit.
But this one, I feel like it might be a little bit closer.
Yeah. I did love what Neeb said after in the interview, by the way. Like, usually the crowd's cheering for me. It's not really a brag. The guy's so honest.
I also don't know if he was actually being booed. I'm pretty sure that was that's just what Neeb sounds like. Because it's happened before. Like, people are like, why are they booing Neeb?
Yeah, it happens with a couple of names, Neeb and, like, Ruben.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I've been tricked by that before, too. But no, I just think, like, it was still a thing of, like, well, I'm usually the one they're cheering for when it was a little bit more split. But I agree. I think it's 50-50 for True and Nerchio. There's a couple of different reasons, like both of them. Obviously, if you're a Zerg player, you're just having a treat because it's the ZvZ. But Nerchio looked really weak in those first 2 games. It was like, wow, could he really just be 3-0'd out of here? We already had a really surprising upset when Special was knocked out like he was.
Yeah, that, I mean, especially did my head in because I kind of felt like Special was going to at least top 4 in this tournament and keep up the consistency and pace that he's had for the first 3 seasons. Yeah. But yeah, it's the funny, StarCraft's funny game sometimes, Hobby Grub.
It truly is.
Yeah, it truly is. Extra links coming out here for Nerchio. True, just getting his first couple and getting queens here. He's getting his queens a little bit quicker.
Yeah, if True would play like super greedy, which would be shocking if he was the one that was going to play super greedy, then 6 lings could technically do some like amount of damage, like 1 or 2 drones, or like, oh, I should have made at least 2 lings, but he's actually making an equal amount, just a little bit mistimed, or differently timed, I suppose. And they're both, well, True's looking for a really fast third base. Nerchio is just scouting over here. True banking quite a lot of minerals. Oh, okay, just a drone round.
A big drone round.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smart to hold a little bit because, of course, he wants to make sure he wins this game and takes every edge. So even though, delays drones a little bit or delays lings a little bit, he needs to know what to do with his lava. And now he feels pretty safe to do that. See Nerchio taking that third base. Nice and quick.
Yeah.
And getting the Bailey Nest as well. So that'd be defensive in this case. He wants to hold that third.
All right, so both thirds did, in fact, go down. A little bit hesitant, and both are seen, I believe, with nicely placed overlords. Bailey Nest for both players as well. Mentioned the scuff around the third base is usually very popular, but it hasn't happened yet. They both just said, okay, if we're gonna get the 3 bases, then I guess we're gonna go into roaches. Well, in True's case, mutas.
Yeah, he does like that, the mutts. Nerchio, of course, is such a great Roach Ravager player. What always blows my mind is when Nerchio is Infester in Roach Ravagering, but I don't know if we'll see that in this series. It's all about the lings. 16 of them on the way here for Nerchio.
There we go. All right, so scuff around the third base. True, is he going to have enough lings to respond? As Baneling finishes up, what would be perfectly timed if he also had the lings already here. The Banelings at the third base are a great idea, one that Nerchio tried to use as well. They just aren't quite ready to go.
Yeah, True doesn't have the army count just yet, or he does now, but they're... Yeah. Now with the Banelings, it becomes a little bit tougher for Nerchio. He does have his own Banelings being made offensively here, 6 of them, in fact.
Interesting. He just showed the 6 lings, kept the rest in the back, not to show him the True's overlord. So maybe hoping that True made a drone round after he made the Banelings instead of more lings. But I think True still has enough defense. True is trying to get his own little scouts at the very least in the main base, but not a counterattack. Oh, he's trying to do
again. That old chestnut. Nerchio on it this time. Oh, no queens on the ramp, actually. Banelings starting to wander on in here. 2 trying to trade with 3. They do quite get it, but the Banelings of Nerchio are still alive. What's he doing with them? Looking for a Baneling cluster.
Oh, okay. The drone's being pulled really shocked me for him in a second there, but True now down to 2 Banelings is desperately trying to get more lings here as Nerchio is flooding across the map with as many speedlings as he can get.
Oh, True looking for this 3 for 2 there, 2 for 2 in fact. And True with this big bowl of lings is going to make things a little bit tough for Nerchio, but Nerchio's in a situation where he's just making so many lings he has to go for it. Oh! That's a huge connection for the True. Big blunder from Nerchio. That army supply just evaporated. He is still above, but not anywhere near as much as he used to be.
Yeah, True, of course, head in workers. If he holds this and his third base, it'd be fantastic, but where is the defense of the third base? Lings doing quite a little bit of damage to it. There are the Banelings. True sends a pocket of lings across the map and is not going to be able to save his third base.
It's getting a little bit dicey. Nerchio with some defending lings. Oh, my God! Oh, just gets it. That's a lovely pick off for Nerchio, who does have his own third hatchery back at home. And what is True's option now? Does he go for a counterattack, but can he? That actually looked like a decent connection as well.
And some Banelings there just in the middle of the map. True, he tried to apply some counter pressure, ended up costing him a third base. Deja vu here from last game. Nerchio initially didn't look like it was going to work out, although I did like the surprise factor he went with. He didn't actually attack the third, he went for the Nash. I thought that was kind of cool.
Pulled back just in time there. Those 2 Banelings looking like they're probably going to be picked off for Nerchio. True's army is sort of chilling at the natural ramp here. waiting for the double attack from Nerchio, which is on the way, by the way. He's looking to deny that third one more time. True splitting off his banelings as best as he can. Nerchio's waddling into the natural, though.
A lot of banelings here, but 1 for 2 for True there, and just Lings left over for Nerchio. Can True continue to hold? He's still up in workers. He left Lings in the main base, however. They're gonna get a nice scout as well as some drone damage.
Yeah, they see the gases, they see the lair, and they're also pulling some drones off the line. True's next step being delayed a little bit here. Looks like Nerchio probably gonna go for roaches again. He's getting carapace just like last game on Interloper. True does clean up his attack in the main, and there's that Spire once more.
Yeah, Nerchio has not seen any other structures. That might just be on his mind as he saw that lair. Queen's getting very bold during what is still basically, well, like borderline Ling all-in. It's actually just a lot of pressure now, but Nerchio's once again going to get, no, actually pushed off from the third base. So True, I was gonna say, if he loses that twice, that's pretty devastating. The first time was okay, as you can see, things have leveled out, but True needs to have his banelings in the right place.
Yeah, I'm also keeping an eye on the gas count here for True, and you guys at home should as well, to see how many mutas he can actually get out when that Spire finishes, because he's forcing banelings from True here, and the hatchery's gonna go down anyway, and a lot of Lings escape.
I mean, it's the same scenario. True went across the map with all of his Lings and let the third base die. He's gonna be able to clean up this one in the main base. Also a nice scout for Nerchio, but can this attack do anything? Last time it couldn't.
Yeah, there's banelings, any banelings in position here for Nerchio. That's a lot of Lings here. Nerchio getting double ups to these Lings back at home. Maybe he's gonna go mutas himself, or just straight up Ling.
Oh, 1-1 Ling. I do miss this, in fact. I hope we get to see it in play, but there's a ton of action still underway. True doesn't have enough larva to really work with it, but he has a great pressure here with banelings against none.
Yeah, the baneling's a little bit late for Nerchio and definitely not in position. And his natural's in trouble here. That baneling's gonna hit a lot of drones. Look how hurt they are. A few Ling nibbles and they're all gonna go down. Oh, the baneling tagging on the Queens there. True's still looking pretty good though. He's doing a lot of damage here.
Nerchio just being hit at the perfect time, perhaps. Oh, the drones at third base. Can he actually save the Sprinkler? Has to help target fire those banelings.
They're hitting the Lings instead. There we go, hitting the banelings there. The drones are doing the loop-de-loo. Oh, these two banelings, they're on creep. Now the drones can escape.
Oh, but that third base is still under attack, and his drone's obviously not mining from the natural or the third base. Now Nerchio just out of minerals.
Massive hit there. And Nerchio is starting to lose steam, and True is not stopping. He's got his thermal gas.
That's
GG! The magic of Montreal comes in strong once again for the Korean Zerg. Yeah.
He's smart. He's smart.
He's showing everyone the organ that he just used to win that game. Well played, True.
Nerchio got a third base cancel. Kill, actually. Twice. And then just in 1 second, lost control of his natural, didn't have his own defensive banelings. That's rough. Certainly not expected. At least it wasn't a 3-0, but that was still a very convincing 3-1.
Very convincing, in fact. A very quick series, considering that was 4 maps as well. Extremely action-packed. We knew it would be. But I didn't quite think it would be over that fast. That's very, very well played from True. And let's get an interview with him on stage with Mal.
Thanks, Maynard. I'm joined by True. 박트루 선수. 이기셨네요. 이기셨어요. 근데 어디 뭐 바쁘세요? 되게 급한 것 같은데. You look like you're busy. You like you have a date or something, or need to go to the bathroom. Every game, just a constant aggression.
영어로 해요. I lost against Nerchio in Austin, so yeah, I wanted to revenge him, so I did. So I'm so happy.
Good job, good job. You know, before 그 랭카페에서 인터뷰했었을 때 한국 선수의 국기를 다는 것 치고는 너무 경기력이 안 좋았다. 이번 시즌 내내 좀 너무 못했다는 생각이 들거든요. You know, for a Korean player, because like I said before in the intro, there's a certain level of expectation, the standard that Koreans would have to meet. But this season, although third and fourth is great, it's not been a very good season for you.
Yeah, but I'm already forgot everything. Yeah, so it's okay. I'm doing good now. Yeah.
Yeah, you are doing good. You are doing good. 자, 마지막으로 작년에 여기서 우승을 해서 그런지 여기 팬들이 정말 많은 것 같아요. 저기 보면은 True is truly the best 이런 사인이 되게 많거든요. 팬들한테 한 말씀 해주시죠. You know, it looks like maybe because you won last year, there's a lot of True fans in the audience right now today with a bunch of cheerfuls, and True is truly the best.
Yeah. So far, I lost 3 games in Montreal. Yeah, so I think Montreal is like my second country, feels like, because I win, yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, so I like here, yeah.
So, attaboy, you should just move. Congratulations to your advancement. Best of luck, buddy.
That's right. Thank you very much, Mal, as True makes his third semi-final here in the WCS Circuit for 2017. Ever the consistent player who kind of goes under the radar, flies under the radar here at the WCS Circuit, but he always seems to, make it quite deep here in the round of 16 onwards.
Yeah, fly being the operative word. I told you, Ling, Baneling, and Mutas. That's what he does in ZvZ.
This was the only thing we actually talked about. He just makes Lings, he makes Banelings. He kills you. Brutally.
Yes.
That's it. That's ZvZ, the knife fight that people are like, oh my God, this is why it's so stressful. It's like, he's that guy.
Yeah,
He is.
Great to use it against Nerchio as well, who Nerchio, for all of his successes and things like that, when somebody's really up in his face, like a True, like an Elaser of the past, etc., he can sometimes fall under that kind of pressure that we saw there from True.
Yeah, I mean, ZvZ is just a volatile matchup. All the top Zergs will tell you that. I'll have to take their word for it because I don't play the matchup obviously myself. And they talk about how there is some coin flippiness, there's some RNG. And so far, Nerchio was able to dodge the traps of Cham, had a great series there, but True has been doing this for a long time, and it's always been this way, by the way. True has never mixed up strategy and been a super macro Zerg, or he's favored roaches. It's always been early game stuff followed by usually heavy muta play, and that's very strong. It's very different, and because it's offbeat from the meta, from what a lot of other Zergs do mainly, it's hard to practice against because you don't see it as much.
And he's just constantly applying pressure. If there is a weak point, he will find it. It will break, and that's where he's going to find his advantage because he is constantly attacking, poking, prodding, looking for weakness, and well, he found it in this match.
Yeah, definitely did. He'll be going up against Neeb in the semi-final down the line. That will be tomorrow there, as True qualifies himself for the top 4, at least here in WCS Montreal. Maybe looking for a repeat performance might be difficult, though, against Neeb. Of course, don't forget that you can get StarCraft cheaper than usual here. But of course, we have Cyril versus Elaser coming up just before that, but of course...
They've reduced the cost of StarCraft? Why have they raised it, James?
Wow, because...
I would have raised it, because that's liquid gold we're looking at right there.
But yeah, you can get it for cheaper here between now and the 18th of September. So make sure to go and grab that. If you haven't done the campaign, if you haven't played the multiplayer, there's a lot of
If you've been following the game or you're just new, 7 years, man, get the campaign in. It's good.
Yeah, it really is good.
They've definitely ironed out the bugs in the 7 years since it came out. We can at least promise that. If there were bugs, they're definitely gone.
Absolutely, apart from the Zergs. But anyway, for now, though, it's time to go to a break. I did it, yes. And when we are back, more from WCS Montreal in just a few moments' time. Thank you very much for that, Jeff.